I believe that from the point of view of Parliament, that's the next step to say, okay, people think that there's something here, or the panel think there's something here. The president says there's nothing here. I've got evidence. And so the president must be allowed into that process to produce the evidence and close the issue. And it's going to happen like that for many people, where we sit outside and we hear their allegations, and the people who are involved, they protest their innocence. And they must then be given the space to go into that process and confirm. And then the matter is disposed of. But you can't condemn the process simply because you don't like the outcome. And that's really my first problem. The second issue about it relates to the manner in which we are handling it as the members of the leadership of the African National Congress. The last meeting we had was handled in a manner that is completely unheard of in the ANC.
So this was
the last NEC, yes. Now, ordinarily, the ANC, the NEC may sit throughout the night to dispose of all the views that are being expressed by members. We have not had a situation where when there are clear disagreements, the matter is cut short and then people are disqualified from addressing the NEC meeting on the basis that somebody believes that there's been a summary. And in the process, when that is being provided in terms of what the discussions are, then people object and say, no, we think that this that you have produced as a resume of the meeting is inadequate, so allow us to finish off and express our views. And then the meeting is just summarily closed. To actually just muzzle members from speaking is actually unheard of, and is undemocratic, and it needs to be challenged. And I have raised this matter. I stood up and I said, we have a problem that we have not expressed our views. Now, ordinarily, there would have been a reason why you terminate the meeting. But if you terminate the meeting before conclusion, you adjourn it to another date. Now, we have had meetings of the ANC where from 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, we have a meeting, it drags right up until 5 o'clock the following day. Now, if I weigh the seriousness of the issues that we've had to persevere cold night and cross the night, they were more trivial and factional than the issues of this nature. This matter is very serious, very divisive, and important for the ANC to project to the public a very balanced view of how this matter has been dealt with. Now, you cannot disqualify about 24 people, 23, 24 people who are still waiting to speak.
Was that the situation?
That was the number of people who were remaining, there, about 23. And I know this because before the meeting adjourned for a short break, I went to check and asked the chairperson when am I likely to speak, and we calculated that at 2 to 3 minutes each, I'm likely to be on the podium 40 minutes later, which is a very short time considering how long we've held our meetings. So on that basis, I actually felt that there was adequate time. It was still in the afternoon. There was still daylight. There was just no rush, and all of us had been waiting for this meeting. It was a postponed meeting, so all of us had cleared our diaries. And even if this meeting would have gone throughout the night, we would have actually still had to be justified to do that. So this, to me, was actually a very uncharacteristic way of running the meeting. Now, the seriousness of it is that you then close out views that could have actually influenced the ultimate decision. So you cannot then consider the outcome of the meeting at that point as being conclusive of the views that could have been expressed. It's bullying. When you tell people to shut up and drop their hands, it's bullying. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma had not spoken, Minister Mbalula had not spoken, and so on. There's a whole lot of people who had not spoken. And we were saying, let us all discuss, because you can even come to the end of that number and find that there's still no agreement. You have to persuade each other. You have to find a way of how you can eliminate the irrelevant arguments and say, that argument you can throw away, that one can throw away, and convince people that this is the only correct thing. That's how you arrive to what we call democratic centralism. And with that, once you've agreed, then you have got no right to go out and say something different, because you have been convinced in the meeting and you have been persuaded in the meeting that this matter is closed on the basis of this summary.